Hi, my name is Bruce Young. This semester, I'll be teaching a class titled The 1960s in Poetry and Popular Music. The, the class will meet Mondays at 1 p.m. in the Provo Senior Center, which is in the east part of the Provo Recreation Center. That means that my first class will meet on Monday, January 13th. I hope that you'll consider coming. If you've missed that first class, feel free to come at any later point. Be happy to have you there. I'm going to answer a couple of questions. First of all, why the 1960s? Well, I think many of us would agree that it was a time of great music. It was also a decade that was consequential in the history of the United States and of the world. But maybe most important of all, it's a decade that all of us in Elderquest lived through. In fact, for many of us, it was an especially important and even formative time of our lives. As I've said, the title of the class is Poetry and Popular Music of the 1960s. Honestly, I have to say that the emphasis will be strongly on popular music, but we will touch a bit on the poetry of the period. As for the music, the songs that we'll look at won't necessarily be the most popular songs of the time, but rather we'll look at those that are the most exceptional musically and poetically. In other words, those in which both the music and the lyrics are of high quality. We'll look at these songs as works of art. We'll look at how they're put together. We'll consider what makes them moving or delightful or even in some cases, sources of wisdom. We'll also look at some of the context, the time in which these songs appeared. What will be the groups or artists we'll look at? Well, they'll include some of my favorites, such as the Beatles, the Byrds, Simon and Garfunkel, the Mamas and Papas, Beach Boys, and others. But I'll consider any suggestions that those of you in the class have. I have to admit that I don't know exactly how this class is going to work. It's going to be something of an experiment. For one thing, I don't know how many songs we'll have time to look at, but I've listed already 50 or 60 songs that I'd like to look at. We'll see if we have time for those or maybe even for more. In any case, we'll have a fun time together. We'll share memories associated with the songs that we look at, and we'll enjoy some great music. Please join us for Poetry and Popular Music of the 1960s.